is UATV News. My name is Ina Kosinska. Good evening. The COVID-19 map has once again got modified in its color scheme in Ukraine. Starting next Monday, 2 cities will move into the code red epidemic zone. These are Ternopil and Berezhany. Ukraine's capital, despite its being on top of the list of anti-leaders in the new infections record, has moved from the orange to the yellow zone.
Based on the number of examined and hospitalized, we see that the number of patients have been increasing in Dnipropetrovsk region, in the Dnipro city. It is not that difficult to connect this fact with holding mass events that took place recently. It is once again a signal that mass events are one of the main factors in the spread of the disease.
As regards the issue of achieving peace in Donbas, Ukraine does not extort anyone but tries to maintain a dialogue at the level of the Trilateral Contact Group, Volodymyr Zelenskyy said during his visit to Bratislava. Following the meeting, the presidents of Ukraine and Slovakia signed an agreement on the resumption of full-fledged operation of the Uzhhorod airport and made provisional arrangements on reverse gas supplies to Ukraine.
Meeting of advisors means not only that serious people came to talk about something. We need a meeting followed by a result. And when our advisors meet at the Normandy Leaders Summit, follow their meeting, then in addition to a ceasefire we had return of people, prisoners return. Actually, we managed to return home 140 people. I don't know when this meeting will take place. I have information that it is being prepared and will be held shortly. I don't know when the leaders are going to meet, so I will not misinform you. But I know that a productive meeting of advisors must be followed by a meeting of leaders.
I'm convinced and have taken the view of the President that we are the ally for Ukraine. We support Ukrainian sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity. We also support Ukraine on its way to the EU. Ukrainian President, Foreign Ministry and European Union refuted the alleged cancellation of the visa-free regime for Ukraine. The story sparkled due to the scandal with the election of the head of the Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office. My colleagues will tell you more about who makes benefit from such rumors and why.
Maxim is an experienced adventurer, a travel blogger. He said that even 16 days without sky and flights feels like eternity for him. At the age of 32, Maxim has already been to every continent and visited over 70 countries. From each new trip, he brings hundreds of pictures. On his Instagram page, one can see magical sunsets in Bali, Christmas in Prague and cruise over the paradise Fiji Islands.
Of course, visa-free travel added to freedom a lot. I mean freedom of travel and freedom to choose a destination country. Since you didn't need to obtain a visa, it became possible to find some better offer and take off literally the next day.
That is why Maxim got worried over the rumors about possible cancellation of visa-free travel, especially in the current situation of the pandemic. He is pretty sure that if it happens, then Ukrainian tourism will collapse.
It will be just a disaster, as the entire tourist industry, including air connections, has been tailored to a visa-free traveling. Thanks to the visa-free regime, the world's largest low-cost airlines entered Ukraine. Without visa-free travels, their presence on our market would have been impossible.
Rumors about cancellation of visa-free travel started spreading last Thursday. This source from the post of a German member of European Parliament. She considered members of the board approved by Verkhovna Rada for the election of the head of the Specialized Anti-Corruption Prosecutor's Office not experienced enough. Allegedly, this might endanger the visa-free regime. Opposition politicians immediately took advantage of this statement, trying to present it as a common opinion of the entire European Union, thus discredit the authorities and pump up the situation in the country.
To jeopardize a visa-free regime means to facilitate Ukraine's return into the sphere of Russian influence. The only way to stop this is if the Ukrainian society is ready to go out and say its firm's no out loud.
The president decided to mediate this situation quickly. He assured that information about the alleged cancellation of visa-free travel is nothing more than another fake news.
I know those people who spread this information. I know this political party whose leader still considers himself a governor of Ukraine. We have established good communication with our Western partners.
The opposition widely uses the narrative of the alleged cancellation of the visa-free regime.
Тема безвиза, она просто
This hot topic is used in the inter-party struggle with the purpose of criticizing the current government, who claims that visa-free travel is going to be cancelled. Some of our politicians, Petro Poroshenko, several other politicians and certain anti-corruption activists. In order to serve the interest of the NABU head, Artem Sitnik, they, so to say, slightly exaggerate the situation, trying to say that if Sitnik is fired, we will be immediately denied of a visa-free regime.
The EU is not going to cancel the visa-free regime for Ukraine. The day before, this information was confirmed by the EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs. After all, Kyiv now fully meets all the requirements related to the visa-free regime, reported by Ksenia Bugay, UATV News.
In neighboring Belarus, despite non-recognition of the legitimacy of Alexander Lukashenka as the country's president, he continues his term as the head of state. Today, he awarded the Chinese ambassador with an Order of Honor. At the meeting, Lukashenka said that Minsk did not ask anyone to recognize the elections and the legitimacy of the president of Belarus.
As for neighboring states, especially Poland, you know what position they have taken. Even regarding yesterday's inauguration, there is some kind of resentment or a complaint that we did not inform the Poles, Lithuanians, Ukrainians, Czechs or someone else that we would hold this event. Well, in my opinion, according to the laws of Belarus, we do not have to inform anyone from the Western states. This is an internal affair of our country.
For the 47th day, protests continue in the country. During this time, human rights activists counted about 12,000 detainees. Yesterday, after Lukashenko's so-called inauguration, a new wave of clashes and detentions started. The EU announced a revision of relations with the official Minsk. A music lesson with a celebrity on a rare guided tour. The Hypermarket of Culture provides a variety of unique programs to everyone's taste. It is an online platform where you can buy tickets for an event and thus support the artistic sphere, which has suffered a lot during the lockdown. Ines Zanina knows more.
For almost 4 months, culture had to stay on quarantine. Creativity centers, museums, theaters, concert halls all struggled to survive. To encourage them, the Hypermarket of Culture has been founded, Yuliana Piankich said. During the lockdown, it was possible to buy tickets for vocal lessons with Jamala, a tour over Odessa Art Museum, or in the Vernadsky Library.
How the Vernadsky Library is arranged architecturally inside and outside of the building. We invite people on the roof to see our unique dome decorated with a wall painting, which was used as a setting in shooting videos for a number of foreign music bands. This may be of interest to an ordinary Ukrainian culture lover.
The founders of the platform collect unique offers, even from the smallest museums or galleries. This work has to engage commercials, social media promotions and effective marketing. The creators of the Hypermarket are ready to teach everyone. A free course is to be launched in December.
Someone has a small regional museum, others have a huge collection, but experience troubles with managing it. There are those striving to take part in large-scale international diplomatic projects. For example, Volodymyr Zelenskyy from the Ukrainian Institute is one who knows answers to all related questions.
Since its opening, the Hypermarket has already attracted over $3,500 to support cultural institutions and projects. The experience gained during the pandemic is priceless, founders of the project said, because for a business it's essential to remain flexible and adapt to change as quickly as possible. Ines Zanina, Alexander Bugay for UATV News.
Ollie, nollie and flips. Children from Dnipro will now be able to hone their skating skills. And it's absolutely free. How? Natalia Kusak will tell.
Not so long ago, local kids practiced extreme stunts on what they had.
We rode either on this vacant lot, or we could skate in the street, jump for curbs, from steps.
Now they are sharpening their skills at the new ROLLERDROME. Victor bought 5 special wooden structures from friends. He says he is fond of extreme sports. And when he saw how many children go out for a walk with scooters, skateboards and rollerblades, he decided to equip a special area for them.
It's a pleasure to me to make such a gift, and I'm happy I managed to do this. But this would have never happened if we didn't work together.
How much he spent on the construction, Victor prefers not to say. But he makes no secret of the fact that the residents of the Zahidny sub-district helped out a lot. Someone provided his car, others helped to unload and assemble the structures.
Everyone just stood prepared with their screwdrivers, very fast. People simply sacrificed their day off for a whole district. While they were busy assembling and disassembling parts, the first part of construction arrived. And we realized that it needed painting. At least we had to process it first.
To buy special protective coating, the local community had to raise funds via the social media. In a couple of hours, the sum amounted to our 2,000 hryvnias. Shortly, the rollerdrome constructions got proceeded and painted. And there were so many people willing to skate that it was decided to split the skaters of different ages in several groups and let them use the new attraction in turns.
For children, of course, it is good. Great, you see, this is pure happiness for them.
Wooden structures will stay here for a time. Next year, the activists are going to construct a brand new free professional rollerdrome for local kids. Reported by Roman Smoler, Natalia Husak, Dnipro, UATV News.
A Ukrainian movie has been put on the list of Oscar nominees. The winner of the Horizons nomination in Venice and prize winner of Tokyo Film Festival, Ukrainian dystopic motion picture Atlantis, directed by Valentin Vasinovich, has been chosen for participation in the competition for the most prestigious American Academy Award. The vision of life in the occupied Donbas after the Russian aggression has been depicted with no participation of professional actors. In an exclusive interview for our channel, the lead actor, a former intelligence officer and volunteer Andriy Rymaruk, admitted that in Atlantis he played himself.
We managed to show those faces, those moods, those events that surrounded us. To me, the most difficult thing was to imagine myself in the future. Mostly, I played the role of a person basically very similar to myself, with the only exception that my family life is fine. Everything else is pure truth. It was the toughest point. We participated in the creation of dialogues. We used to rewrite these once again, then practice and tailor these to our feeling. The most important thing is that we succeeded in creating the whole spirit of Ukraine's East, the whole attitude of Donbas, as 70% of the movie has been filmed in the Mariupol outskirts.
That's all for today. More updates on our website, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube pages. Stay safe and good night.